Hello everyone, it's Dave, back again from the Magical Toy Cupboard. Thanks for joining me. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you're an old subscriber, welcome back. And this video is going to detail basically how I got on with my first eBay live. If you watched the previous video, you would have heard me say that I got offered the opportunity to do it. I grabbed it with both hands because I just thought it's something that everybody seems to be jumping on, something new. Give it a go, give it a good go as well, for a good few months and see how it works out and see if it's for me, if it fits my business model. If it doesn't, obviously I wouldn't bother carrying on. And yeah, so basically I did my first one yesterday at 3 o'clock. Reason being was the house was quiet for a start off. Second reason, I wanted to make sure that everything was okay, everything was working properly, the stream was right, everything was set up right, and just basically a full experiment for myself to do my first one, kind of get it out of the way. I wasn't bothered about how many people joined, I wasn't bothered about selling anything, hence why I did a load of my bookazines. Now, they've been selling it on Vinted. I sell them every day on Vinted. There's not a day goes by where I don't sell those. eBay, they every now and again, you might sell one. I've sold two today. I sold one yesterday. Then you might have a gap of a couple of days where you don't sell any. So they're not actually as popular on eBay as Vinted. But I just didn't really want to be doing my first show with a load of vintage toys or vintage collectibles or annuals or comics or whatever. And then it all messed up or all went wrong, and I don't know, I did it wrong and ended up sending something out to someone who I shouldn't have sent it out, because it was all a learning curve. It was a brand new thing for me. I'd had an onboarding live Zoom call with eBay, basically for 2 hours, talking me through all the do's and don'ts, all the terms and conditions, all the best practices, and basically how to set it up from start to finish. We did a little test as well, just to see what the connection was like, and basically so you could see how it linked up with your phone and the laptop. So I just thought, you know what, probably won't sell any, but if I just do this, I'll get my first one out of the way and it all runs smoothly. I know then I can set my next event up and then set multiple events up so that it's got more traction, more people have seen it on eBay, so more people are likely to join, and hopefully sell a bunch of stuff. So I did it at 3 o'clock yesterday. I got 70 bookazines, and I set them all at 30 seconds auctions. £1 starts, £3.99 shipping, then I just said 30p extra for each additional item. So it all streamed well, which was brilliant. I'd set it up correctly, which was ace. I got 87 people joined altogether throughout the 2 hours I did it, and that's how long it went on for. Because this was another thing, I wanted to gauge how long it would take me to do a certain set amount of items. I was going to do 20 or 30, then I thought no, 50. Then I upped it to 70 because I thought max I'd probably want to do is about 50 plus, just over 50 anyway, really. So if I do 70, see how long that takes with 30 seconds each one. Describing each item beforehand, popping it in front of the camera, and then obviously see how long it takes. So it took 2 hours. So now I've got an idea. When I set my next one up, I can work out, depending on what I'm selling, how long it's going to take. But I was really pleased that people were putting stuff in the chat. I was chatting back to them. I didn't show my face on the camera. I just put the camera facing one of my units. I had like a book stand thing that I bought off eBay and put the bookazine on there. I basically put it in front of the camera first, explain everything about it, pops it on the book holder, and then click the button, let it run for 30 seconds to see if I've got any bids. Now, interestingly, nothing sold. So 70 items, all bookazines, none of them sold. Now, you're probably going to think, I'm a bit annoyed about that, not happy about that. And you're probably thinking, what a waste of 2 hours. Well, no, that's not how I'm looking at it, because as I already said, I deliberately put the bookazines on this one, on this event on purpose, so that I could literally just do the show, if anything, and make sure it all ran smoothly. Make sure that every time I ran an item, it was that item that went, and when it finished I knew where to get to the next one, and I was engaging with the chat, and basically seeing how I flowed on there anyway when I was describing the items, and I was quite happy with the way I did it. And again, like I say, the bookazines every day selling on Vinted, not so much on eBay. Every now and again one will sell. So it's not really something that I think someone's really going to join an event for. More people, obviously the Pokemon cards are massive, comics are massive, homeware, clothing, obviously, and vintage collectibles, which is what I've got. But like I say, I didn't want to start doing that first on my first show, put myself under pressure, and then also, you know, maybe putting something on there and me messing something up on the laptop, and, you know, I end up sending it out to someone else or cut the whole thing up. I don't know. Anyway, I overthought it quite a lot. And, you know, I wasn't nervous, I wouldn't say. I was a little bit excited before I did it. But yeah, it all went really well. And yeah, nothing sold. But like I say, I don't really care. I'm not interested in that. It all went well. So now I know I can set my next one up now, my next event. I'm thinking of doing a vintage annuals, vintage books, vintage comics sort of one, all combined. Because the shipping will be pretty much straightforward with all that. What I would say is, if you're thinking of doing it, do it. If you get the call from eBay, give it a go, because, you know, at the end of the day, there's no point in trying it for a little bit then giving up. For me personally, I know people do that. That's completely up to them. I'm not judging no one. I'm just saying that I think you've got to give, like everything, a really good go. And I think 3 months I'm going to give it, and I'm going to try and do 2 or 3 shows a week, try different shows, and just see what's more popular, because then obviously that's going to help you in the future. Then if you do really well on a certain show, when you come to sourcing, you might be going to source that more. And the brilliant thing I've had at the minute is, I did talk about this on my last video, was that I have not spent a penny in the last 2 or 3 months. I have literally been picking up free pickups. There's a woman that's clearing her house out that's about 5 minutes away. And she just keeps messaging me on Facebook now, because I keep going around getting stuff. And she's like, well, I've got a bag of plushies, I've got a bag of toys, I've got a bag of books, I've got a bag of comics, I've got a bag of DVDs, whatever. She's like, do you want them? Oh yeah, I'm just taking it, putting it in the storage. You know, I've got plenty of space to do that now, and then just getting it on, getting it listed. I'm doing a car boot this Saturday, so I've got a load of stuff to take there. So yeah, it'll really help knowing when I do an event, if it goes really well, what to pick up next. So it might change the way I source, possibly. But yeah, you just got to give these things a go. Like, you know, if I do 3 months of it and I just think it's a waste of my time, I'm not earning the money I thought I would, I'm letting things go too cheaply, then I'll knock it on the head. There's no pressure at the end of the day. I've signed a 3-month contract, that's it. There's nothing, you know, after that, then it's a case of the discussion between me and eBay as to how I want to go forward with this. And that's that really. I just wanted to jump on and let you know that I've done my first one. I'm going to plan to do another one Friday. I know my missus is out, I think, Friday night, so I think I may do one Friday night, about 7, half 7. Might be more people about, more online, but like I say, 87 people dropped in to that one. But when I actually thought, is anyone going to watch it? Is there going to be 5 people in there? I didn't know. Okay, no one bought nothing, but at the end of the day, like I said, what was good was, in the chat, people would be going, have you got this, have you got that? And I'd be like, not on here, but I have got that on my store. I'll go and check your store out then. So another thing it will do, hopefully, the more I do, is push more traffic to your store as well, because I mentioned throughout every now and again, if the new people joined the chat and joined the event, I did mention, you know, go and check my store out. It's at the top of the screen. You know, if there's anything on there, I'll do combined shipping on it. If anything you're looking to buy, like together, that you potentially want like a deal on, let me know. I'm open to deals, not a problem. If you're going to buy multiple things, don't mind giving you a discount, things like that. So it's kind of another way of advertising your store, really, if anything. And it was easy to do. Do you know, I worried about it a little bit, because I thought, I'm more worried about the connection going down or something, or I don't know, just the whole thing glitching out, or not set it up right so that like the items aren't what they are, or I don't know. You know, I did deep it, I did worry about it a little bit, but it just flew. That 2 hours went really quick. You know, 2 hours sounds like a long time to be doing that and getting nothing out of it via sales, but I got so much more out of it than I thought I was going to, with the amount of people that joined it, the way it went, the stream was not uninterrupted. I didn't have any technical issues. I've flowed really nicely every time I put an item in front of the camera. So yeah, I can't lie, I'm buzzing for the next one, because the next one I do will be more desirable stuff. So let's see how that goes. And like I say, the main key in it all is not to get despondent. If I do another one and I sell 1 item, 3 items, no items, I'm not going to think, oh, do you know what, forget this now, this ain't working. Because I've got the time. You know, at the end of the day, I've got the time to do it. It's bullshit if I turn around and, oh no, this, if I do an hour or 2 hours here, it's like taking it away from something else I could be doing. You know, I've got the time, I'll make the time at the end of the day. If I get up earlier and do some bits that I might have done in the afternoon, then it frees up that space in the afternoon or the evening or whatever. So I'll just keep going. I'll do the 3 months. If I end up doing 20, 30 shows, I don't know, whatever, and it was a complete failure, waste of space, nothing lost at the end of the day. It's 3 months. So, you know, of a trial basically. So it's not going to cost me anything. My time, like I said, I'll make the time, so it won't have cost my time. So if you're looking to do it, if you get the phone call, give it a blast. You just never know. You just never know, do you? And don't be thinking you've got to go on front of the screen like this, you know, and be all like animated, this, that, and the other. A lot of people do that. There's 2 people on some of them, 3 people on some of them. But a lot of people who do them on their own don't always come in front of the camera. They literally just welcome everyone to the show, tell them all what it's about, tell them what your business is about, and then literally put the things in front of the camera and just explain them, show them, run the auction. Jobs are good, and move on to the next one. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to, if you're conscious of that, or just what people think. And one last thing, you will get dickheads. You will get dickheads in there. So I've seen this on other streams and other events where people are putting stupid stuff and just spamming the chat. But you can get rid of them if you want to. You can delete them, you can block them. So that's not a problem. I don't know why these people exist, to be honest. They're sad, pathetic humans. It's a shame. I do feel sorry for them, really. They're basically just a bit funny in the head, clearly. But yeah, some people are, aren't they? So I only had one in mind. I will tell you about that now quickly before I go, because it did crack me up after. So as you know, I'm Dave, Magical Toy Cupboard. So in the chat, someone was called Dave Lover. Now, as soon as I read it, I did think, bit weird, but you know, these days you just don't know, do you, with everything. But yeah, so they asked if this was for sale, and I said, you know what, I've put multiple items up. It's sold as seen on screen, sorry. So that's all generic for all the listings. I find that easier to do with a generic picture, and then it's whatever you've shown on screen. Obviously, that's what they're getting. So I said, you're going to need to give me a bit more information. If it's something I've already ran and the auction's finished, you need to let me know what it is. Then they just put, oh, my 6-year-old daughter would love this. That'd be great for them, or something like that. So I went, that's great. You still need to tell me what it is so I can help you. And then nothing. And then all of a sudden they put, oh, don't worry, I'm just a troll, but you're too nice. And I thought, what? What a fucking idiot. Apologies for the language, but why are these people on there? They've got nothing better to do. You're so sad and pathetic that you've got to come on somebody's eBay live and be trolling them. I seen it on Nick and Andrea's the other night. Somebody was putting all sorts of stuff, just literally kept typing in stuff, spam the whole chat. Dickheads. But oh well, you get it on everything, don't you? Social media, Instagram, like Facebook, YouTube. You get them in all walks of life. Never mind, they can't help being idiots. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. Like I say, it was just a short video. If you do follow me on eBay and you want to come along and just check out any of my events, you'll see the events tab. It will tell you what day, what time, and yeah, just jump in, say hello, and yeah, no problem at all. So yeah, I'll probably give you a bit of an update on my next event and let you know how that went on, and sort of, yeah, let you know how it's been going. I'll just quickly show you what I've been doing today. So yeah, just very quickly before I end the video, I've just been basically bundling up a lot of the singular books I've took loads off my store, and I've just been doing big bundles of paperbacks, hardbacks, all different types. Like, this is all basically about riding books. Quite a big bundle of those I've done. There's cricket books, tons of them. I've got cricket books that I put on before. They tend to struggle unless they're very vintage, so I've just bundled them all up. I'd had enough of them, but all these books were free, so it doesn't really matter how they go. These ones here, some of these are going to go on singular. A lot of this is going to go on vintage because they're perfect for it. I've got some cooking books. Bundle of those, I'm going to add them to it, do a big cookery bundle. Yeah, just loads of bundles of hardbacks, paperbacks, just to shift some stock really. So anyway guys, you take it easy, and this video is being filmed the day that England play Argentina, so if you're football fans, come on England, let's bring it home. It's coming home, it's coming home. See you later.